A grand but decaying castle looms under a stormy sky. Inside, Prince Valerius, young and intense, studies ancient scrolls. His father, the late king, smiles kindly from a faded portrait. Valerius inherited a kingdom on the brink of chaos. Empty coffers, a legacy of his father's gentle rule. Powerful, rebellious lords openly defied the crown. Valerius's eyes scanned texts on statecraft, grimly. He understood sentimentality was a luxury he couldn't afford. To secure his throne, he needed unyielding strength. Popular affection was a sacrifice he was willing to make. A map of the kingdom, marked with rebellious territories. Valerius's finger traces a path, resolute. He began by swiftly punishing those who challenged him. A prominent noble, Lord Kale, stands defiant in the throne room. Valerius's gaze is cold, unwavering. Lord Kale's voice booms, challenging Valerius's authority. Valerius listens, his expression unreadable. Guards seize Lord Kale, his protests silenced. The executioner's axe gleams in the courtyard sun. A crowd watches, hushed and fearful. Lord Kyle's banner is torn down, replaced by the royal standard. Another noble family, the Blackwoods, faces similar fate. Their ancestral lands confiscated, their power broken. Valerius's advisors, old men, exchange shocked glances. They recall the late king's gentle hand, his compromises. One advisor whispers, "He is not his father." Valerius overhears, a faint, humorless smile on his lips. The message was clear. Valerius was not to be trifled with. A close-up of Valerius's stern, determined face. He knew many would fear him. This fear, he believed, would be his reign's foundation. It would allow him to navigate the treacherous political landscape. A montage of swift, decisive actions. Royal decrees posted, enforcing new, stricter laws. Rebellious strongholds brought to heel by royal forces. Valerius personally oversees troop movements. His presence commands respect and fear. Nobles now bow lower, their eyes wary. The kingdom's borders are reinforced. Trade routes, once plagued by bandits, become safe. Valerius works late into the night, tirelessly. His meals are simple, his chambers austere. He trusts few, relies on his own judgment. The royal treasury, slowly, begins to fill. His advisors, though still uneasy, see results. Order is being restored, piece by painful piece. The common folk, though fearful, find a new stability. Valerius gazes out over his kingdom from a high tower. The sun rises, casting long shadows. He knows the path ahead is fraught with danger, but his resolve remains unbroken, his purpose clear. A lone raven flies past the tower window. Valerius turns, his eyes scanning the horizon. He understands the weight of his choices. The kingdom's future rests solely on his shoulders. A faint, determined sigh escapes his lips. He walks away from the window, back to his duties. The silence of the castle is profound. His reign, built on fear, had just begun. A new era for the kingdom, forged in iron. Valerius's stern gaze swept across the council chamber. His initial ruthlessness had shocked many, but slowly the kingdom began to stabilize. He understood the ruler's dual nature. A fox, cunning to avoid all traps. A lion, strong against all threats. He dismissed the fawning sycophants. Instead, he sought sharp, pragmatic minds, advisors who grasped power's harsh realities. A wizened general, scarred from battles. A shrewd merchant, counting his gold. A quiet scholar, poring over ancient maps. They met in hushed, candlelit rooms, discussing strategies, cold and calculated. The common folk whispered of his cold demeanor, yet they acknowledged the newfound peace. Prosperity returned to the market squares. Farmers tilled their fields without fear. Merchants traveled safely on the roads. Valerius knew appearances were paramount. Most judged by visible order, not private struggles. He often broke promises, if necessary. Swift punishments were his tools. His conduct changed with the times. A chameleon of statecraft, adapting constantly. He sacrificed personal affection willingly. His decisions were often morally ambiguous, a heavy price for a stable future. He walked alone in the palace gardens. The weight of his choices pressed upon him, a distant memory of his father's gentle smile. He knew his path was different, harder. A king must prioritize the state's interests above all personal desires or comforts. A messenger arrived, bowing low. News of a border skirmish, quickly quelled. Valerius nodded, a flicker in his eyes. His iron will had forged this peace. He returned to his studies, late into the night. Ancient texts on governance, his constant companions. The kingdom slept soundly under his watch, a silent, unyielding guardian. His legacy would be stability, not popularity. A solitary figure, bearing the crown's burden. The realm's future, his ultimate concern. His reign, a testament to calculated strength. The prince's gambit had paid off. A new era dawned, forged in his resolve. The whispers of dissent had faded. Only respect, tinged with fear, remained. He surveyed his flourishing kingdom from a high tower, the bustling city below, a testament to his rule. He felt no joy, only a grim satisfaction. The price of peace was his own solitude. He had chosen fear over love for his people's sake. His hand rested on the cold stone parapet. The setting sun cast long shadows across the land. His duty was never-ending, his vigilance constant. The prince, now king, stood alone. His reign, a stark, powerful masterpiece.